Alright, so here we go. I was planning to make another video today of a little shenanigan trick I'm gonna start using or abusing a bit more. And it's about the wonderful knobs on smasha squig. So in my new list I've added a second one of these just to pull off this shenanigan even more, but I'll show you how to kind of abuse it, so to say. Or just find the lead new tricks. So what we want to use the most is for specific stratagem, because when a knob on smash a squig finishes a charge move or let's pull the rule up here. Here we go. If you finish a charge move or heroic intervention move, you can select one unit that is within engagement range of him and roll five dice, and each 4+ means one mortal wound. Now there is a very nice stratagem called unstoppable momentum, and this costs you 1 CP, and you can use this after you've dealt this mortal wounds if your model is no longer within engagement range of any models. And this to some at first glance might seem like, oh, I have to wipe the unit, and that's one possibility. Let's see, we'll just grab a couple of grots. They look like Tau, so let's grab a few of them. So this could be the example. If we charge here, when we roll 4+, so these guys die, we are no longer within engagement range, and we can now declare a new charge because of the stratagem. Another way this could happen, let's just move over here, would be, let's see, so right now, yeah, we can be like this. So we're only within engagement range of these guys. Let's say we only roll, just for the sake of it. Okay, apparently I roll really well. But yeah, okay, let's say like this. We dealt 3 mortal wounds. So the opponent in this case would maybe go stupidly like this. And now we are... Oh, okay, I got it. Right, so I can't flip these. But whoop. And now no longer within engagement range, which means you can activate stratagem again. A smart opponent will, of course, rather leave this model alive, so you can't do it. But so how do we go around this? How do we abuse or find even more value from this? Well, there are a couple of cases. So wiping the unit, of course, is an option. But the more important, there are 2 more ways you can guarantee this by, not guarantee, but you can increase your odds by using 2 smash squigs. So let's say this is the one with the relic. This is a naked one, so no buffs or anything. You charge this one first, deal some mortals, charge this one, and those mortals finish off the unit. And now we can use the unstoppable momentum stratagem on this guy. So that's one way. But I want to show a bit. Let's see, we can just pull those models back just to show that a little better. So let's say we charge this guy in. Cool, we roll the die. Okay, so we have these as 4+, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, just the bad habit. So the opponent stops us from doing the unstoppable momentum. Now we charge this guy, we go in here, we roll, and look, it's dead, which means now we can just charge this one further. But there are a different case that we can use. So let's say I've set up a scenario here. So let's say we have these Votan pioneers. These are fast bikers. But let's say we have these, and one of them is wounded. Just to show this easier, we'll say this one is wounded. And of course, the little hotkeys will not work today. Okay, works. Okay, so I've not created this with the actual list building tool, so that might be why. So we're gonna have to scrap those, and we're gonna have to use some squig hogs. Let's pretend these squig hogs are... We're playing orcs versus orcs now. So the same principle will apply. We'll be playing the... we'll play the red orcs against the blue orcs. Perfect. So let's say we've got a scenario like this. just to show you guys. Perfect. So what we want to do is, let's see, this will be perfect. Right. So let's say they have, well, let's move ourselves a little. So the terrain is not making this a lot easier, but we can probably, yeah, this will be a pretty good example, I think. Alright, let's say we're in this situation. We've just finished our movement. There we go. And we don't want the opponent to start with good bits. But we can't really make this charge, because this charge would be 5, and then it will be another 5 and 2. So we would actually need to roll a 12 in order to charge these, and that's not very likely. That's actually very unlikely. So how do we get around this? With unstoppable momentum. It's just, doesn't matter too much, but we want the stronger one to do the additional charge. So we could try and wipe these guys with the mortals. So that will be 9 wounds. It's not possible, it's just hard. So let's say, for example, the first one will be 2 mortals, then it will be 4 more. So that was actually a little above average, but it would be 6 mortals, so that would still leave 1 alive. So if we charge, we could have been like this. They could have just left the 1 alive, so we didn't really have a choice. However, let's say we just charge with 1, so, and we've been shooting a little, or fighting before this, and this guy's wounded. This we can abuse. Because how the rules work is when the opponent selects the model to take wounds on, you have to continue, once you've selected a model, you have to continue on that for the rest of the phase. The exception is if there is a wounded model. In that case, the opponent has to take the wounds on that model. So this means he cannot take the mortal wounds on these guys. So let's say we do a charge roll. Let's see. So we charge. A 4 should be enough. So the goal here is to reach these guys. We want to stop the action from here. Okay, but we do a 4. That's enough. And that was definitely not a 12. Now we roll the mortals. So that's 4 mortal wounds, which would mean 1, 2, that's 1 dice, and then doesn't really matter, he'll put 2 on this. We're not within engagement range anymore, and he had no choice because this model was wounded first, so it had to die. Now we spend a CP for unstoppable momentum, and we try discharge. Now it's still long, and if I had rolled, let's say we rolled that charge like with here we go, so we would have had an additional 3 and been like this. Now we could roll for this charge with unstoppable momentum, and that would be an 8, which will be enough here. And then we can roll the mortals on these guys. He thinks he's gonna be smart and kills a few. We'll pile in and we'll fight. But the trick here, let's reset it, is to not give the opponent a choice. If there's a wounded model, we'll be charging the wounded model, be only within engagement range of that. I'm very likely to kill it, and then we'll be able to declare the new charge. Now if we're really unlucky, we're just unlucky, and that's a game of dice. But we could also do, let's see, if we have a smaller unit than the hogs, let's say there are 5 commandos. Here we go. Now this is a very good opportunity to do the same thing. Okay, so we got 2 of them here. So let's charge the first one, the weaker one, and let's actually roll stuff just to show what it could look like. So we're gonna declare charge from this knob into the commandos. And let's see, can we make it? Ah, a 9, perfect. So that one makes it, and we'll, just in case, let's see, we'll be a little cheeky. So we'll only be within engagement range of this model. Now we roll the mortals. 4. So he doesn't want to let us charge again. That would be insanity, because we could then charge over here. This would be a 9, but still not impossible. It's a 50-50. And he doesn't want us to charge again, because we could either charge this again and wipe it, or we could declare charge into his deployment zone, where other, let's say if he has maybe something like Zagzrak is standing over here, thinking he was safe. Now we also have this charge available. So what he's gonna do, he took 4 mortals in this case, so he's gonna pick 1, 2, 3, and he's gonna take a wound over here. Right, so now we know this guy is the wound one. Now the second knob has 2 options. We're gonna charge this. Let's see what we roll before we decide what to do. But there are a couple of ways we could do a different tactic. So a 10 gives us all the options. Now, we could either charge, move so we're only within the extra range of the wounded model, the knob in this case, because this guy has to die first, so he's pretty much guaranteed to die from the mortals. Now we're very likely to wipe the entire unit, but you can always roll like crap. So we could either stand over here and then do the estoppel momentum somewhere else. Over here, if there's a unit to catch, this terrain might be a bad example, because we can't go through it, but what if there wasn't a ruin here and there was something here, then we could charge that. And option number 2 would be getting into here, like so, and hoping we kill this thing. So let's roll for mortals over there. And as I said, you can roll like garbage. Let's see if we can get like an average roll. Okay, so that we killed one. So in this case, it would have been more beneficial to be over here. Of course, it's easy to be smart about it after you roll the dice. But the point remains, if you charge here, very likely to kill this model. Now you can charge again somewhere else. If you charge over here, let's say this guy just got over here. We could hope to wipe everything and then charge over here or charge something else. The entire tech lies around forcing stuff, using the positioning to your advantage, either with wounded models or with how many wounds there are in a unit. And then on average you can kind of determine, oh, I need these should be wiped, or I should kill this wounded model in order to activate that stratagem. And once again, it's not just that you charge a new unit. So let's say we're like this, right? And this guy came in like so. He was here. All right, now we deal mortals. Let's put him. It's not only that we deal the mortals here, kill him, and then we get to declare a new charge. And let's say, oh, this guy's jamming. So let's say we declare a new charge against Zagzrak. Let's see if we can roll hot. I don't even know what we need, but it doesn't really matter. Let's, for sake of it, try again. But let's say we made that one. Let's just roll till we actually make it. There we go. So in this scenario we get another charge, which means we get to do new mortar wounds. And Zagzrak had a Phenol Pain in this case as a model. But the important part is the value we got off. This is a 65 points model. Now, he got a charge, dealt mortals over here, wiped, or just deleted a model. However, the odds are in this situation, as we went over before. But he did damage over here. He gained movement. Gaining movement is very important, especially for a melee army. So we gained this movement, we dealt the mortals, we got another charge off, we dealt more mortar wounds, and we gained even more distance. So in total we moved 4d6 inches, which is a lot during something that is not the movement phase. And we still charge. We get to fight first here, where we are very likely to wipe Zagzrak. So the play is you can gain more value out of your model gaining movement, getting into targets that your opponent expects you not to be able to reach. Yeah, so that should be everything we'll be covering this one. So to summarize again, we can do it by killing wounded models, wiping a unit, what we gain from this is free movement, more mortal wounds dealt, and new charges that we were not supposed to get. Great. So if you have any questions, or if I missed bringing something up, please do leave a comment in the comment section, or send me a message on the Discord server. And if you're not a member of it, it's the Orc Discord server. You can find the link from the Orc Reddit. And I wish you guys a great day.